Hey everybody, it's Matt from the house and I'm here with Brian from Arbor Snowboards and he's going to give us a little sneak peek of the Arbor 22-23 lineup. Let's check this stuff out. Hi Brian.
How you doing?
Thanks for joining us. We're at beautiful Alpine Valley Resort in Wisconsin today, checking out some of these new boards. We're definitely going to get out and ride some of them, but a lot of cool stuff coming for the 2023 season. All right, first up, we've got the Arbor Relapse, and this board was a pretty big hit last year. I remember I was at the Troll Hogging event, and it seemed like there was like 5 or 6 dudes riding this board. It's been kind of a quick favorite for Eric Leone.
Yeah, I mean, especially I feel like all of the guys in Minnesota are riding this board right now. Relapse has been around for about 3 or 4 years, and recently became Eric Leone's pro model. Yeah, it's a killer Midwest park board.
Yeah, and the price on it's right too, and definitely looks really, really good. They got that DJ Javier Artist Series with this thing. It is like a lot of the other boards in their lineup, but it has just a nice, easy ride to it. It still has the grip tack, and it still has the little uprise fenders, but they're kind of a mellow version of the other boards.
Yeah, we have like the 50-50 grip tack, where it's a little bit smaller than our standard grip tack, and then we also have the uprise fenders that bevels up, but it's going to be a 1.5 degree bevel instead of the standard 3 degree bevel.
Cool, so just enough to make it catch free, but for those park riders who don't really need a lot of that extra for charging hard. All right, next up we've got the women's Paparazzi. This thing looks amazing. This is, I think, out of all the boards between this and the Shiloh, these are some of my favorite looking boards in the lineup. So this is kind of that all mountain, go anywhere, do anything board for the women, kind of that intermediate style rider.
Yeah, absolutely. The Paparazzi's been one of our best-selling women's boards. It still has the grip tech on here, so when you're learning how to snowboard, if this is your first snowboard, you're still being able to turn, whether you get the camber version or the rocker version, and yeah, it's a killer board.
Yeah, nice easy board if you just want to, you already know how to snowboard and you want to basically go out and have a board that's going to push you to get better. This is the board for you. All right, next up we've got the Draft. This board is always a favorite in Arbor's lineup, and actually it's a pretty big favorite for just the park boards in general compared to all the companies, and really, really cool graphic this year on this thing.
Yeah, this is going to be a graphic that's done by Boss Dog. He's a Venice Beach, California artist. Probably my favorite graphic in the line this year. Yeah,
it really pops, and the really cool thing too is the Hemlock binding. They actually did a version that obviously matches up really, really well with the board. Yeah, this is kind of for that park rider that's maybe looking for a little bit extra, and actually holds its own even outside of the park as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times, our park boards, since we still have grip tech and the uprise fenders on the camber versions, it actually ends up being a pretty good, all mountain board as well. But yeah, it's definitely focused more on the park and street. Yeah, it's just one of my favorite boards in the line.
All right, next up we've got the Westmark, another board that's been in the lineup for Arbor for a while, and this year, it's not just, there isn't just a version of it that's Frank April's. This is officially Frank April's board now, right?
Yeah. Frank April's Westmark. It's, we used to have 2 different versions of it, and now it's just Frank April's pro model, and it's been completely redesigned for this season.
Whole new shape on this thing. Definitely on the nose is noticeable, and then it's got that little flip tip on the nose too. Yeah.
We've redesigned the nose and the tail. You have a flatter spot here. You've got the flip tips that helps with that as well. But yeah, hand-dyed ash top sheet, real wood, is always used on our power ply boards.
Super, super springy. If you're somebody that's been riding the Draft, or you're looking for that park board, but you spend maybe 50% of your time riding outside of the park, this is definitely the board for you. All right, and my favorite looking board, and of course you threw these yellow bindings on it, which made it look even better, is the Shiloh. So this is that board for one board, riding everywhere, park to pow. This thing does it all.
Yeah, a great all-mountain, big mountain board. We've got a graphic designed by Aaron Draplin. And we have a bamboo top sheet, a great looking board.
And that bamboo top sheet too, that's not just a graphic, that actually is a bamboo top sheet. So it's adding spring, it's adding pop, and it's actually adding durability too, because bamboo is super, super strong.
Yeah, our real wood power ply top sheets, add a lot of strength to the board. We don't have to put as much stuff inside the board because you're getting that strength from the top sheet.
All right, I am super excited about the Shiloh, and I like the way that looks, but this thing is a close second. So brand new board for Brian Iguchi this year, who is a living legend. This is the Satori. Brian's regular board in the lineup, which is still in the lineup, is more of a free ride, hard charging board, and he kind of wanted something a little different. So what do we got going on in the Satori for this year?
Yeah, so the Satori is probably the most exciting board in the line this year. Everybody's been trying to ride this board, test it out for the season, and really, the other two boards that we have with Brian in the line, they're really focused on performance, backcountry performance, but really he wanted to focus on having fun on this board. So it's going to be a little wide. You're going to ride about maybe 5 centimeters shorter than a normal board that you'd ride. So if you're normally riding a 159, this 154 would be the same volume that you're riding.
And you're getting that little extra width on it too, so if you do get this thing into some deep snow, it's going to want to float. It's going to give you the similar amount of surface area, so you're going to get that float. But again, a lot of people look at it and think it's more of a pow board, but this is actually an all mountain, go anywhere, do anything board.
Yeah, if you happen to, be at the resort on powder day, it'll be a ton of fun. But, if you're just riding, groomers and runs, it's a little bit wider, so you could lay down a really fun carve.
All right, now we're gonna check out a few bindings. So Arbor's binding program is going strong. And first up, we've got this acacia binding. And then for the men's version, it's called the spruce. So what do we got going on with the acacia? Because this is kind of one of the newer bindings in the lineup, right?
Yeah, we, on the women's side of things, we also have the Sequoia, which is the higher end binding, but this is gonna be a great entry level binding that will work perfect on the paparazzi, the ethos, the boards in that level of their range.
Great all mountain, kind of go anywhere, do anything binding that won't break the bank, but you do get a lot of the features that kind of come in some of those higher end bindings. All right, next up we're going to check out the Hemlock, which is one of the original bindings from Arbor's lineup, and we've got a couple different colors here. We got Frank April's color on his board, and then we've got the Boss Dog version on the draft that matches up. So what do we got going on with the Hemlock?
This is going to be a great park binding. It's got a little bit of a softer high back. You could see all these cutouts give you, a lot of movement back here. But then it still has our super comfortable bow straps.
Okay, and then on the base plate on this thing too, it's a 15% glass, which is rad because you're actually still getting some support in the base plate, but it's not a super stiff, so you have that nice, easy, smooth ride. So whether you're a park rider and you just want that easier flex, or if you're an all mountain rider and you just like that easy feel, this is definitely the binding for you. Cool, and then when we jump up to the Cypress we're basically doing, it's a little stiffer, kind of more of that traditional all mountain style binding, or if you're a park guy that just likes stiffer bindings. But this one we've got, it's a 30% glass on the base plate and a little stiffer high back on this one too, right? Yeah,
so 30%, a little bit stiffer. You still got a really nice anodized aluminum heel cup on this one. This season we made this, the black one, all black. So it used to have an anodized heel cup, but this binding could be none more black.
All right, Brian, thanks again for giving us a little sneak peek of the new 22-23 Arbor lineup. If you guys got any questions about any of the stuff that we talked about in the video or any other boards from the Arbor lineup, leave some comments down below. We're on there every single day trying to answer your questions. We want to make sure we get you into some rad gear, but most importantly, we want to make sure it's actually going to fit you and your riding style. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, definitely get that notification bell on too so you can find out when all the new videos drop. And yeah, grab yourself a new Arbor board and get out and ride, because any day of riding is a good day of riding. That was stupid. I'm just gonna edit that out.